welcome you all on behalf of DIA, that is Doctoral Fellowship in India for ASEAN, previously ASEAN PhD Fellowship Program, to the online summit for IIT ASEAN Research Cooperation. Over the years, India's relationship with ASEAN has made considerable progress. ASEAN and India are moving forward in enhancing cooperation in the field of science and technology. During the 25th anniversary of ASEAN-India Commemorative Summit, the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, in presence of the leaders of all 10 ASEAN countries, announced 1,000 fellowship for ASEAN citizens to pursue PhD program at prestigious Indian Institute of Technology of their choice. It was a historic milestone in the remarkable journey that brought India and ASEAN in a deepening partnership of a great promises for their people. The Indian-ASEAN collaboration, supported by DIA program, is an excellent initiative to fill the void in education cooperation between India and ASEAN. This DIA fellowship program not only provides the ASEAN participants space for pursuing higher education in India, but also provide opportunities for promotion of education and cultural exchange between India and ASEAN countries. We are proud to tell you that today in the summit, all our esteemed guests, representatives, diverse domain and sector are proud alumni of various IITs.
Starting from 1951, the Indian Institutes of Technology, or the IITs, have always been centers of excellence in science, engineering and technology in India. It has always been the ultimate dream of many prospective science and engineering students, as evidenced by the growing number of aspirants for every passing year. In the context of cooperation between India and the Asian member states, I must mention that space has been a significant area where there is a continuing mutually beneficial cooperation. ISRO has ground stations located in Indonesia and Brunei, which have been providing routine operational support for our launch missions. The missions what we are going to have by 28th of this month, and these stations are going to support the launch mission. We are also working with the respective agencies of Vietnam and Indonesia for the establishment of ground stations to receive data from Indian remote sensing satellites. There were similar arrangements with Myanmar and Thailand in the past. Singapore is another nation with whom we are cooperating in space education and cutting-edge research through its universities.
What better way to reignite these ancient ties of cultural exchanges than to invite the best and brightest minds from the ASEAN countries to come and share their thoughts and ideas at select centers of learning and of excellence that are represented by the IITs. In India, we believe that our strength lies in a diversity, and you will meet a dazzling array of different cultures in India. And you yourself will contribute significantly by bringing your own cultural thoughts and ideas into the mix. You will indeed be enriched by IIT, but equally, IIT will be enriched by your presence.
IITs are becoming research intensive. Many of the older IITs now have more postgraduate students than undergraduate students. Though IITs have originally made their name because of the quality of undergrads they have produced, but today each of these older IITs now 60% or more, these are all postgraduate students, PhD and masters. So even in the research wise, things are looking very good and things are improving, pretty fast, and I think we will be there, among the top 20 kind of institutions pretty soon, even in terms of the research impact.
50% of the education that people and the students get is outside the lab and research classes, because the peer review, knowledge that we get in the gymkhana, in the hostels, and in the other recreation locations where we are, I think those important. Now, from that point of view, I can tell you that IIT Kharagpur has changed many ways so far as the individual holistic development is concerned.
And I think we all have in the last 20 years, we've seen a surge in the innovation capabilities of our students and our faculty, together with the industry around. And I think, therefore, it's a very good time to come to India and study in the IITs.
The IITs are very, very strong internationally. We are among the top institutes for engineering. That goes without saying. But I'll just highlight that there's also a lot of interdisciplinary programs at the IITs. So I'm in the Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering myself. And I know that Professor Ram Gopal Rao and I have sat on one students committee together because she was working on a project that was, overlapping between the biosciences and the electrical engineering, the engineering department. So there are many such examples of interdisciplinary PhDs where you really learn a lot from both sides of your, discipline. And I think that we all know today that the future of education and the future of jobs is going to be in these interdisciplinary areas. It's going to be in areas where you can actually quickly move into new technologies or new aspects of, whatever your field is. So I think this interdisciplinarity is very, very, I have really thoroughly enjoyed it myself as a faculty, and I know that the students are very happy with this, and it trains them very well for their future jobs.
IITs now, their research and innovations are world class, but is available at an affordable cost. And moreover, I think the cultural diversity that exists on the campuses of most IITs will, I think, make it much easier for the students from ASEAN countries to mix with these students and learn from each other. So I think that I would say is also an important aspect where a lot of learning can happen on the campuses. I think most IIT campuses have students from all parts of the country, and that itself actually brings a significant amount of cultural diversity. So there also, a lot of learning can happen.
That out of the faculty, 11 faculty from India we have in AIT, 50% are from IITs. They have studied in IITs, their PhD and bachelor, etc. Right now, I am also president of IIT Alumni Association in Thailand, which are having 80 people, 80 prominent people in that one. They are from Tata companies, Birlas, Lohias, and many other companies. So what I see here that many panelists have addressed these issues, but I think cultural similarity is the one which will attract many Southeast Asian people to India. Then nearness, I think just 3 hours flight and we are in Kolkata, or we are in India, Delhi, 3.5 hours. So that is another big advantage that we are having. IITs have a brand name. Wherever I go here in Thailand, in any big companies, institutions, they listen the name of IIT and they are attracted.
India has n number of languages, different types of religions, different types of practices. So moment we are exposed to this, our worldview gets enlarged. Purpose of education is also to strengthen the worldview, rather than just constraining to a small window. We are trying to have a bigger perspective that of society. And I think IITs provide ample opportunities for this.
If you look at the Indian entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem, some may say it is fairly old, starting with the IT companies, starting their journey. But when it comes to entrepreneurship ecosystem from the academic perspective, I always feel that it started with the IITs.
I'm very happy to be part of this exercise of the IIT ASEAN the doctorate program which has been done. Probably a bit of a unique situation because I look Indian, I'm Indian ethnicity, but I'm actually a Thai national. I was born in Thailand, I studied in India, and then I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to get into IIT. I thrived very well in IIT. And after finishing IIT, I worked internationally and later came back to Thailand. And my whole business domain has been in ASEAN countries. Over time, for me, India and ASEAN have been these neighbors which were close to each other geographically, but not close to each other in terms of collaboration, in terms of the soft power which was there. But I think for the past few years, I would say 10, 15 years, this linkages has grown more and more. And I'm very happy to see that.
We are a company that makes unmanned systems. And we made our first drone as students in IIT Bombay. And, it was a fun project. One of my co-founders came up to me. I actually met him for the first time in context of this project, and he came up to me and he said that I want to make hovercrafts to float in the Powai Lake, which was right next to our campus. And as a means of making those hovercrafts, we discovered that probably hovercrafts was not as innovative. Just making something that's already been made was not something we could get money for. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about how we used to get money for our projects. But because we wanted to make a hovercraft and we decided that hovercrafts are not innovative enough, we thought that let's build a hovering aircraft. And that's how we thought of building helicopters. But then we discovered that again, too many model helicopters exist and it may not be innovative enough. And that's when, over the period of next 6 months, trying to make an innovative helicopter is when we independently discovered the quadrotor configuration. This is way back in the year 2004.
Now the ecosystem is so much well developed that the IIT's entrepreneur ecosystem not only supports the people who are actually working inside it, but now it allows people who are not directly associated with the IIT to be the part of the ecosystem. And that's actually a very great thing. And not only that, I also believe that very strong bonding between the professor and the student.
So I would like to mention one point that as my journey started into Log9 materials and building this venture out of IIT, I think the initial stages were more driven towards kind of doing fundamental research into material science, and that's where my journey started. And but what I quickly realized was that my interest towards academic research was not that high, and the idea was to always have kind of tangible research which could get to the market, and I could see it kind of working and delivering results. So one of the important things that happened was that IIT was able to provide the right platform to kind of establish a company around my research, and then kind of bring about products which could be launched in the market, and then those products can further fuel more research, and hence more products can be taken to market.
I would say the network is extremely strong, and as an IITian, you get a huge head start whenever you want to start up, just because of that network. In addition to that, we've also been invited to different events where we have pitched to potential investors, and these are IIT. These events are exclusive to startups from IITs.
After my BSc Physics, I got admission to MSc Physics at IIT Madras. While doing my MSc Physics, one afternoon I was going from the library to hostel on a cycle with a couple of books on my carrier in the carrier at the back of the cycle, and somebody on another cycle behind me asked me to stop. I stopped my cycle. The other person, older person, asked me what books you are taking from the library, what is your interest, and I said, the campus there is a computer, but we don't get access to the computer, so I'm trying to read up on something about computers. It's an emerging field. This is way back in 1977. It's an emerging field. I want to know what it is all about. Till that time, I'd never seen a computer, never used a computer, etc. So that person said, that's interesting. So there is a free course, a Fortran programming course in the campus. And if you take that course, you will get access to the computer center, because every student that takes the course gets an access. It's a free course, so why don't you take it? And I took the course, liked computer science, liked computing, and switched to taking a master's in computer science. The person who stopped me was actually the head of department of computer science at that point, Professor Mahabala. Some of the people may recognize that name, right? Professor Mahabala. Imagine this, what is the chance of a professor, head of computer science department, riding a bicycle, asking you to stop in the road in the middle of the day. This was probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, asking you to take a course in computer science. And, that changed my life. That allowed me to create, be a co-founder in Infosys, have an impact in the industry, be part of the creation of this industry. Amazing. And that's what IIT is all about. It gives you opportunity to meet amazing people, to create your luck, build your career, and change the world. And I can assure you that if you take full advantage of this, this will indeed happen. The campus is very close-knit. Every student, every teacher, every faculty there, if you stay there for some time, you will know everybody, you will interact with everybody, and it is a life-changing experience.
And first of all, I would like to thank and appreciate the government of India in providing this program, these scholarships for doctoral fellowships in India for ASEAN students. We appreciate the opportunities given to our students to study in IIT India, which is, as mentioned by Dr. Chris, that is among the best in technology education student can find. And as we all know that the 21st century is the ASEAN century, and innovations will be the engine of the future growth. So I do really believe that the opportunity given to our students will create innovators of the future for the ASEAN countries as the close neighbor of India to develop the regions together.
IITs have created a brand for themselves which is synonymous with excellence. IIT alumni are gracing the finest labs, companies, universities around the world. And so I'm confident that the DIA program will provide ASEAN students, researchers and scholars a world-class opportunity and platform to realize their full potential. On behalf of the Ministry of External Affairs, I would like to thank the IIT Delhi as the lead coordinator, the DIA Secretariat team, and the Ministry of Education for successfully implementing the fellowship program despite the challenges posed by COVID-19. I'm confident that today's summit will help in attracting and encouraging more ASEAN students and researchers to the DIA program in much greater numbers.
Thank you.